Welcome, everyone. This is Josh and Lukash. We're at Shella Radio. First of all, thank you to the wonderful people at Shella Radio for hosting us. Today we're gonna unearth the time capsule with Motel Ambience. So this is gonna be an audio experience. I really hope that you enjoy everything. I had some time to sit and listen with it, and I have to say that what you're about to experience is nothing short of brilliance, to be honest. Um, Again, we're being hosted here at the lovely space, Shell Radio. This is in collaboration with the Sounds That Matter label. That's Lucas and myself. Want to give a shout out to Shella again, Sounds That Matter, Mistechko, Sidecrack, and this is me, Josh. I go by many names, but I'm only wearing one hat today. So we're gonna do a couple questions, then we're gonna hop into some really good music. So, the people want to know, Lukash, what is a motel ambience, and what does it represent?
Well, well, it started out as a motel ambience is like a very specific sound when you're in a cheap hotel or a motel in this case. It's like those lights flickering and the ambience of the place, and I felt it suited me. And what was the second question?
It was what is the inspiration? So, what is it? What does motel ambience represent?
It's like the my outlet of emotions. Since I make instrumental music, not only that, but under this moniker, I only make instrumental music. I think it represents the urge to create and to channel my emotions through the sounds that I select and stuff like that.
Okay. And generally, because we're going to be digging into the time capsule today, what was the essence and the inspiration behind time capsule and some of your general influences? That we can go through them.
Well, the inspiration behind it was like it's like a diary because some of the songs I made on the train, some of the songs I made when I felt like a particular feeling. So yeah, it's like a time capsule of like a certain time period that I experienced, and my inspirations for that was like, let me think. I think George Clanton. Obviously, I'm a big fan.
100%.
Wearing his merch right now. You cannot see it, but I do.
It's under the hoodie.
It's and then Vegan with his headache projects. It really got me into down tempo and trip hop in general. So I think those two. Mm, and obviously people like Chief Keef. Shout out to him.
Shout out Chief Keef.
He's my daily inspiration.
Speaking of down tempo, shout out Tricky. Shout out Massive Attack. What's the name of the Czech band that you put me on to?
Oh yeah. Big shout out to Ecstasy of Saint Teresa. I love you guys. I love you guys so much.
No, legitimately, like, and for me, I think that like it's quite interesting too because we share like a lot of music tastes in common. I mean, even it was you that put me on to George Clanton, right? Thank you so much for that. Sure, that guy's amazing. Like, and how long does it generally take for you to put together something like this? For example, with Time Capsule.
Well, since it's a diary, it was created during like a 2 year span, I think. But usually, like one song doesn't. It's usually like 1 or 2 days because I get very impatient when it takes longer than that. So I'm trying to finish the songs whenever I start them. So yeah, yeah.
You're not like me, because like I've been sitting on like what 6 or 7 projects that for what 2 years now. Yeah, but I'll put them up. But and generally 1 to 2 days only, because you're trying to like pump them out immediately. But then like, what does your workflow look like?
My workflow, I usually start with the melody because I don't sample as much as I did back in the day. And yeah, then I just put on some drums and do like a B section and an A section. Sometimes not even that. Sometimes it's just a 1 minute song that I do, and that's it. And that's the message that I wanted to give out.
So typical, apart from the workflow, what are you like usually getting into? So is it DAW, then guitar, then output, or is your workflow back to front?
Well, I usually start with bass these days since I play bass. So I usually start with that, and then the other ideas come around. But some of the songs on Time Capsules are like DAW only. So I only use like VSTs and Ableton. Yeah,
Shout out Ableton, by the way. Also, shout out GarageBand.
yeah. Shout out GarageBand.
And then, so another question for the people that don't know, Motel Ambience, or rather another moniker of Lucage, Lucage, um, yeah, the original moniker, has an album in the works that's gonna be released under our label, and it's gonna be entitled Plus One.
Well, that's the working title. I don't think I'm gonna change it, but one never knows.
Let's see. What can the people expect to hear once it's finished, hypothetically?
Once plus one is finished, it's like heavily inspired by the feeling that I got when I first listened to Crystal Castles. So not exactly like by their music as a whole, but as the feeling that I get. So I hope that it's gonna evoke the same feeling as it did to me.
Okay, that's valid. And then we talk about the label a lot. Um, what is what is sounds that matter, and what does it mean to us? You think? We'll start with you, and then we'll go to me.
Well, what it means to me is the freedom to create, because I don't want to be like one genre artist only. Since my name is has the word ambient in it, a lot of people think that I only make ambient music, which is not true. So it's like a freedom to create. Yeah, I'll just put out whatever I want whenever I want, no deadlines. Because when I first made the record before internal dialogue, I always sent the demos to a bunch of labels, but then I was like, I'm not a household name. I don't think I can put up like a conceptual album on a label like as my first official release. So the STM meant like a freedom to me. Yeah. So I can put out whatever I want, whatever I want.
Whenever you want.
Yeah.
I think it means the same thing for me because it's just like the because when did we even start talking about like putting together labels like 3 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, we were where? I think we were at the coffee shop.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out Periferia Cafe. Like without that cafe, I don't think that the label would have actually come to be. Shout out my friend Lukas Havelka because of that. I remember we were sitting in the cafe and we were just like, I think we had started with the chateau stuff, right?
We were talking about it like starting a collaborative project between us two since you rap
Yeah,
and I do the instrumentation.
yeah,
So we were talking about that and also we were creating some beats as well
yeah,
from scratch. And talking about the freedom, like the artistic freedom in general, I think.
yeah. And then I think too, we sat down again when I had moved to Prague, and then we like actually solidified what the ethos was. We were thinking about like what we wanted to do, and then we were ultimately realizing every label has a genre. Why don't we just do none? Well, every one, but none. No deadlines, no constraints. A label for the youth, by the youth. And I think going forward, it's going to be the ethos for everything that we do. And one of the things I wanted to mention too is that you're coming off the back of a really cool performance last week at Mistechko with Carl Drop. How do you feel regarding your approach to shaping your live performance experience? And what do you want to incorporate going forward into your performances also?
Well, I think the performance was okay. Thank you. It was okay. I tried a new approach with like playing out of the Ableton, with my mixer, but I ran into an issue that I only figured while I was playing that the knobs are too tiny for my big ass hands, and I always kept messing up the knobs that I wanted to turn. So I was like, okay, this isn't gonna cut it. So I'm back with my trusty old SP, and I hope that I can maybe incorporate some live instruments like going forward, especially guitar and bass. But yeah, the performance, I mean, people liked it. I'm not quite satisfied with it. I think I could do better, but that's that's something that I can only, show later.
And so that means that no more mixer, or we'll see.
I don't want to say no more mixer since I'm gonna leave it open, but I think the SP is gonna do it for now. Yeah, maybe with like an audio interface and the instruments I talked about. Yeah, yeah. I think the mixer isn't dead in my eyes, but yeah, yeah. I hope it's gonna be multiple things.
All at once, everything everywhere, all at once. Great film, by the way. What can we expect in the future from you, music wise? By the way, besides the album that we mentioned that's coming up.
I think a lot of collaborations since I wanna finish plus one and then I'm not quite sure. I find it hard to collaborate with people since I have to, compromise my ideas. So it's always like ideal when one person does one thing then the other doesn't. So it's like if you rap, I can make beats and vice versa, but I don't think you can create the beats with me. Not like you in specific, but like you know what I mean.
Like the you impersonal you.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Just like me. And yeah, I've been sending beats to a lot of interesting people, so I hope it's gonna go well. Yeah.
If you're looking for beats, this is your guy. I'm also your guy, but we'll talk after. Speaking of gear, what I figure that people might want to know, like what gear you're using, what DAW you're using, what's your go-to for everything, especially since you talked about your workflow.
hmm Well, my gear is obviously my bass and my guitar. I don't know the what's the bass guitar called? I don't even know. I just bought it. And then my laptop and my sampler, but I usually use my sampler as like a addition to that, so I can try out how it sounds like in a live setting. So yeah, it's my laptop with Ableton in it, and then my instruments. But I don't play guitar as well as I want to, so it's usually like I DM people like, could you please play guitar on this track for me? So this is my workflow. I make the core, and then I'll just text people whenever I need something out of them. Shout out my friend Peter that does guitar on like most of the tracks.
Shout out Petter, by the way, because
Yeah, he's a great guitarist, and he always does whatever I ask him to, which is great. Yeah.
anything the people need to know about Motel Ambience before we get into the set.
What do they need to know? Well, it's not a typical set. It's more of a live performance since I'm working with loops, like my own loops, not like splice loops like some of you people. But yeah, it's a loop based approach, like a vaporwavy type sound. Yeah, yeah, I think that's it.
Cool. So today, people, we're gonna really get into unearthing the time capsule, and I hope you enjoy everything.
Cause I keep that kush up on me. Cause I keep that kush up on me. Keep that kush up on me. Cause I keep that kush up on me.
I guess we really did unearth the time capsule. Like, incredible stuff. Like,
I'm satisfied with my set.
you should be. I incredible stuff. Like, yeah. Where can the people find us? By the way.
I hope it's gonna be coming out in March, in the like second half of March. So on all of the DSPs and Bandcamp, if you wanna, support, I can buy probably a pack of 6, which are like crucial for my creations. So if you wanna support me, it's gonna be there. Announcement soon. Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, and socials. So you are
At Motel, the underscore Ambience.
and then the label is STM label.
Shit, I hope so.
And then on Instagram, I'm a 3 underscores picture blog, but I'm gonna change that. So this was
More
us.
music coming soon.
More music coming soon. This was us. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you out there in the real world.